So hi guys, good morning guys, all of you. Guys, I'm audible. I'm audible, guys. Okay, right. Yeah, today in this doubt session. Okay, so we started doubt sessions, guys, here. Okay, no? Right. So now we can send your doubts, okay, through your chat box, okay, and use all of your chat box, guys. Okay, so I will give response one by one. Yes, come on. So send your request. Okay, right. So Moscow, when will be new match? Okay. So new batch maybe we are expecting in the next week. Okay, the coming week we can expect it. Yeah, you can, but that you have to take the permission from administrators. Okay, Muskan. So take permission admin and come and sit here. Okay, right. Yeah, Java people purpose, Krishna. So few topics are required. Okay, for example, in SQL, complete basics of SQL like DDL, DML, DQL, TCL. Okay, and operators, functions, classes, and come to the main topics: joins, subqueries, views. Okay, now. So these are good idea. That means you should have good idea on these topics. Okay, and come to PLSQL also there. So there also the 2 to 3 topics you have to require, like stored procedures, stored functions, triggers, yes or no. So these topics help you. Okay, these topics will be help you for your development of Java applications. Okay, no? Right. And don't worry, at the end of the batch, that means lastly, I will show you what kind of topics the Java people will be focused on. Okay, so on which topics they want to focus more. So that the details I will give to you in the last session. Okay, no? Right. The next one. Yeah. I know that the merge command I will teach you. Okay, don't worry. So I remember that. Okay, Krishna, I remember that. I will teach you that. Maybe in coming sessions you will discuss that the merge command. Okay. So public means Sneha, that was created by administrators, and they can use anybody. Okay, yeah, the simple meaning public. So what does it mean by public? Public means what now? Anybody can access your synonym. Okay, now, so that kind of facility we have it here. But private means individually. So users, they will be created their own way. That means which user is created the private synonym, only that particular user only can use. Okay, na? So suppose you created your own synonyms in your database, in your user database. Okay, so those synonyms you can use it as your requirement basis, but your synonym I can't use. Okay, because it is a private. So private means yourself you can use, but other person, they cannot access your private synonym. Okay, no? So public means what now? Anybody can. So in the name only there, public. And public synonyms are created by admin, so they can give the permissions to anyone and they can happily access your public synonyms. Okay, so that is the difference. Right, next one. S means describing in one way. So whenever you want to use along with the desk keyword, okay, your table name if you are using, so it means that the table structure will be described. Okay, so whatever the structure you define in the table, so the table structure will be described here. Okay, right. Rakesh. So in means, okay, so in the group of list, okay, suppose in of 10 comma 20 comma 30. If you are applied in operator on list of values, so how it was comparing means in the list how many values are there, that each and every value will be fetching. Okay, so your value to value comparison will be happen. Value to value comparison will be happen. Okay, now, so in list, suppose you have a 10, 20, 30. If 10 is there in your table, okay, then 10 will be fetched. Suppose that 10 was having 100 times, then 100 times those 10s will be retrievable. So 20, if it is there in your table, then 20 also retrievable. 30 also there retrievable. So in the list, which numbers are there, which values are there, that every value will be retrievable from your table. Okay, now. So now, but any operator is what now? Here also we are sending some group of values, list of values. But in the list, any one value, okay, will have it in the table, then condition is true. Okay, na? So anyone, here in means all values. Any means any one of the value in the list. Okay, so but the condition should be satisfied. Okay, now that condition should be satisfied. For example, Suppose are you writing like this? Okay, so in 10 comma 20 comma 30, in this each and every value will check with your table column. Okay, check with your table column values. If it is how many values are there in the column, okay, that all are coming out. But here come to any. If I'm giving any means, okay, here also same as like check with your table column, check with your table column values. But here one value will check with this three. One value will check with this three. Okay, so in this any one, if it is satisfied, and here observe any operator whenever you want to use, you must and should be use a, so either greater than or less than or equals or greater than or equals to, less than or equals to. So these kind of things compulsory we should use it. Okay, but in any operator we don't want to use that kind of things. So here whatever the symbol and operator we are using, based on this operator, your column values will be more than any one of this, more than any one of this, then condition will be true, and that value only fetching. Okay, more than any one of the true. Okay, now so here what happened, it directly checking in the list which values are there. Those values are available in the column, then all values are fetching. But here what happened, it's not like that. Your each and every column value is going to be check this all values, and if any one value is satisfied more than that, okay, so more than my value, if it is satisfied, then that value only retrieval. Okay, now so this is the difference of in and any. Okay, right. Next step. Authentication authorization. Okay, Sneha. Authentication means simply we can say checking your user credentials. That means your user ID and password. Suppose when you want to connecting to your database, can you identify here? Every time we are used to enter, okay, username and passwords. Yes or no? Can you find out here? When I was connecting to my Oracle, so every day I'm going to enter some username and a password. So our username is what now? MyDB 11 AM, and password is also MyDB 11 AM. So with these username and passwords, we are logging. That means connecting. It's nothing but login purpose. This is what now the person is a authentication or not. Okay, the person is a authentication or not. Okay, so that will be checking just that means entry permissions. When you want to enter into somewhere, okay, first they are checking that you have that user ID password or not. Suppose you have that passwords, user ID password, then what happened? Okay, you are the authentication person. Okay, for example, suppose you are going to movies, okay, cinema theaters. When you want to enter into theater, what you required? Come on, Sneha. When you want to enter into theater, what you want to require? Tickets, definitely. So when you show ticket, then only the people will be give permissions to allowed. So that means a ticket is called as a authentication. Ticket is called as a authentication. Okay, now right. But after enter into theater, you are going to your seat number, whatever the seat number is there, you are going to that seat and sitting and watching the movie. But in the theater, some admin rooms are there. Admin rooms are there. That means administration rooms are there. Like the where the picture will be reels are there, they're going to be operating. Yes or no? One administration room is there. Just observe, if you try to enter into administrator room, okay, if you try to enter into administration room, is it possible to directly go to administration room? No, we cannot. And if you try to go, then immediately the people will be stop you. Okay, so you don't have a permission to go into administration room, because administration room only those people will enter who are having authorization permissions. Authorization. Okay, so that is the difference. Authentication means just allowed, but you can't enter into admin rooms. That means the main operating rooms are there. So there you cannot enter because you don't have a rights that. Okay, if you want to enter into that admin room, again you need a permission from the management side. Okay, so that is what. So ticket is called authentication for just allowing purpose. If you want to enter in anywhere in the administration room, anywhere, any room, if you want to go anywhere, okay, then you need a authorization permissions. Okay, so that is the difference. Sometimes we are seeing that when you're going to visiting places, if you go to somewhere, visiting places are there, and some places in that area, some places they will be restricted. Okay, now so don't go into this place or this side, because this is the authorizations, authorized people. Yes, sir, some restrictions are there. Okay, so you enter into that place, but in that area, one particular area you can't go, and there one board will be there. Don't go. This is an authorized place, so you don't allow it. So the kind of boards we can see when you go to visiting areas. Okay, so some areas we have a permissions, some areas we don't have a permissions. Okay, so when you visit anywhere, okay, so that is the mean of authentication and authorization. Right, next one. The next one. The next one. Okay, Rakesh. Yeah, you can apply that. So starting letter S and ending letter S. Okay, so S percentile S. So otherwise you can use like S percentile and E name like S percentile. Then you try it now. So whatever you written, try that simple. Okay, so what you entered here. So I'm typing this and it was giving some error. So you are giving to some. Okay, I will write now. So where E name like of S percentile end operator E name like percentile. Yes. So now whatever you written, let me see to execute it now. Okay, so my spelling wrong. Okay, so present in my table, there is a no name which start with S and ends with the S. So that's why it was showing no rows. Okay, so but when it was there here, definitely it will be added. Okay, now so first and second one you can use it. But why are you writing two conditions? Time waste now. Yes or no? Multiple condition means multiple checkings. So why we are go to multiple checkings here? The query processing will be getting late. Okay, so instead of writing this multiple conditions, keep in the one question. So that is what I said. Okay, S percentile, yes. Okay, right. Next, inline view. Runali. Inline view we said, guys. Can you check my notes? Inline view, we said the two reasons are there. Inline view. One is when you want to use column aliases in your where class condition, so that is directly not possible. Okay, so that's why we take some help from inline view. With the help of inline view statement or inline view subquery statement, column aliases we can use under where classes. So that is the reason of inline view. Okay. Second one is what now? Subqueries are not supporting order by classes. Okay, when you go to subquery, it doesn't support the order by class. Okay, now that's why what we are going to do. So we are going to be taking inline view support. So whenever you want to use your order by class, So their inline view subquery only supporting. That means inline view subquery statement only I can use for using order by class under subqueries. Okay, but single row, multiple columns, these are not supporting to you. Okay, that's what. Okay, the two reasons. Okay, now first reason, column aliases how to use in my where class condition. Second one is how to use order by in our subqueries. For these two reasons, inline views are useful. Okay, now right. Okay, lastly, I will explain to you. Okay, and I will send you models for resumes. Okay, Sneha. So those model papers I'm sending to you. Okay, models, curriculums I'm sending to you. You just follow that. Okay, right. Yeah, definitely, Ravi. Oracle with the Linux combination is a good combination for trying. Okay, jobs on Oracle. Okay, no? Yeah, definitely good combination for that. Next, the next question. The next one. Objective privileges. Objective privileges. Uh, I think I explained here. You didn't attend in the last class, Sneha. You attend class. Then what is your doubt in that? So object privileges means what we said. Okay, so when you want to perform some operations like select, insert, update, delete. So these operations, when you perform other user table, yeah, table is nothing but object. So suppose you try to performing these operations on my table, okay, not your table. So you are trying to accessing my table data. You are trying to inserting data into my table. You are trying to updating data in my table. You are deleting data from my table. So one user, when you want to perform these operations on other user table, okay, so there compulsory we need a object privileges permissions. Okay, now, so without the permission of, for example, without the permission of my table, you can't insert, you can't update, you can't delete. And even though you can't see my table data also. So when these four operations you need to perform on my table, so compulsory you should take a permission. And that permissions are called a object privileges we called. Okay, now? Right. So that is what simply object privileges. Your object is nothing but table. So every table in our database is a one object. Okay, right. See, first thing, Rakesh, once you deleted some data from your table, after use commit means what I said, data is a permanent deletions. It doesn't store anywhere. Okay, neither database nor RAM memory. Okay, because you are committed. Committed means what I said, it's a permanent. So data, whatever you delete, for example, your table is having 100 records. You deleted 20 records. After you committed means those 20 records will be permanently deleted. It doesn't having in your hard disk memory. It doesn't have in your RAM memory. Okay, na? This is a permanent deletions. Again, we cannot restore the data. That is what commit. Okay, right. The next question. So Khalid Basha, in interview, almost suppose you have two kind of interviews guys here. Suppose you are a Java student and you are going to Java interview. So mostly they're asking, okay, primary key, foreign key relations, okay, na? Joins and views and some basic queries. So these are, and along with that, some stored procedures. There's a more chances to ask. So these are the few topics, like not entire your Oracle. The few main topics are there that what previously one of your friend is asking. So what are the important topics for Java student? Okay, so I said now some basics, basic queries, DDL, DML. Okay, so joins, subqueries, views, primary key, foreign key relations, classes, operators, functions, and procedure. So mostly in these topics, they will ask you for Java student. And suppose you are going to purely database person. That means you are trying your job on database developer. Okay, the pure database side. Okay. Yeah, definitely they can ask from any topic. Okay, now so we can't say particular this topic. And if you go to database side, mostly whatever I said, like joins are very important. Primary key, foreign key. Okay, now so subqueries, later indexes, clusters. Okay, now so triggers, procedures, function, triggers, cursors. Yes or no? So that means if you are going to database programmer means almost each and every topic you should have a good idea because you are a purely database developer, right? So that means you should have a basic knowledge as well as main topics also you should require. Okay, but mostly they're focusing on these topics only. Okay, procedures, they're very, very, very important for you, database people. The procedure, function, triggers. Okay, that's very mostly they're asking to you in that area. And come to SQL indexes, they're asking indexes, clusters. Okay, and after that, that I said, primary key, foreign key relations, how to making. Okay, joins are compulsory. That is a use concept. Okay, very important concept that is. So this kind of, along with that, suppose you have a good idea like a locking mechanisms, like a say partition tables. Okay, so when you have good idea on this, then you can go for that. Okay. So my point is what now, if you go to database side means all areas, that means in all areas, in all topics. Okay, so minimum to minimum, what is what you should know it. That's the better for you for your interviews. Okay, no? Yeah, that is, we can't say, yeah, Basha, maybe mostly the interviews are going to be happen in the English only. So they're going to asking, okay, they're going to be the question and answer, the both they're going to be expecting in English only, most of the interviews. Okay. But suppose you needed to ask permission, like, can I give my response in Hindi, okay, or Telugu, okay, if you ask them, but that's depending on interview person. Maybe somebody's accepted your request, okay, somebody's not accepted. So that's why mostly, but you have to mostly focus on English only, okay, na? So secondary Hindi, Telugu is a secondary, but priority should be given in English only, okay, na? So that is the first priority for anybody in interview levels. Okay. So further, if you go to interview, you can ask to your person, sir, I'm little bit not, that is not comfort in English. So can I give into other language? Okay. So if the person is accepted, it's very happy to you. Then you can go to give your response, whatever you need, Hindi language or Telugu language or somewhat. Okay. That's depending on interview person, but you should prepare in English only, everything. Okay, right. The next one. Next question. Yeah, we started PLSQL after 2 weeks. Huh? Okay, maybe the 20, 21, 22 in between your PLSQL started. Okay, Basha. So save point how it is work means. Okay, so Rakesh, I said to you, so when you want to go for a specific transactional raw data, Okay, when you want to roll back out of so many rows. Okay, suppose some group of rows are there. In a group of rows, a particular row transactional data you need to cancel. Okay, so there save points are required. Okay, so otherwise no need to use your save points for only specific transactional data when you want to need to cancel. So there save point is required for us. Okay, now right. So once you can check and try that example, okay, whatever I was given the examples. So practically once tried that example, okay, now then you will get some idea how it was working. Right. And one thing, guys, I'm requesting to all of you. So weekly once I will take your doubt session. Okay, that is okay for you. But you just do some practice also. Okay, because when you're doing some practice, you will get some ideas based on the idea that the ideas based on that ideas. There is a more scope to ask doubts. Yes or no? Because without practicing means you will not get an idea on the subject or concept. When you're doing some practice on that particular topic, okay, so I said already in my classroom, so daily half an hour. Okay, so once you practice it, you will get some ideas also. Okay, okay, if I do like this, okay, this has happened. If I do like this, what happened? So this kind of the practice if you do now, then you will get a more what we can say more confident on the subject first of all, and even though along with that you will get some doubts also. So the doubts you will be clarified with me. Okay, so that is a practice is required. So when you do more practice, you will get a excellent doubts. If you're not practicing means doubts will not come to you. Okay, now so here, so few people are asking excellent questions. They are asking. Okay, maybe they are practicing. I don't know, but they're asking very good questions. And some people they are unable to ask questions because of reason maybe they are not practicing. Okay, now so that's a do practice, sir. Okay, when you do practice, okay, every day half an hour, if you do practice, you will get some ideas also. Okay, sir was writing query like this. If I write this query in another way, what happened? What kind of output is come out? Okay, so that is the best way to learning any subject, guys. Not only my Oracle. Okay, even though if you are a Java student, you are a Python student, if you do the practicing, definitely you will get a confident on the subject first thing. Okay, now then if you go to interview also, confidently can go to interview and face interview. When you get a confident means when you do a practice. Okay, right. So that is what I'm telling. Okay, now so do that only half an hour, yeah, per day, only half an hour. Database purpose, half an hour is enough. So perfectly. So just keep it your alarm. Half an hour time you can keep it excellent, and this half an hour, okay, you didn't get any disturbance here. You focus on that half an hour, whatever the one particular topic you can take. Okay, small topics you can take, small parts. For example, in sub query, it's a very used concept. We already discussed so many days we discuss on sub query. So every day, today half an hour single row sub query, you want to work on single row sub query today half an hour. It's not necessary in that half an hour we complete a topic we are not covered. That's yes or no. So single row subquery today you can work on practice on half an hour. If any doubt is there, write on the paper or keep in your mind. Tomorrow multiple row subquery, work on that. Day after tomorrow multiple column. So daily half an hour one topic. Okay, that means a topic can be divided into small parts and spend on half an hour time. That's more enough for you. Okay, if you do like this, subject will come as well as confident also you will get it, and you are confidently going to interviews also. Okay, that you have to do. It's the best thing for you, any subject. Okay, right. Yeah, that is system tiger. That is my password. Okay, and system is common for you, anybody, but password will be different. So I was taking my password tiger. Suppose you will be created your password with any other name, so that name you can use. Okay, na Basha, right, right. Next one, guys.